Hey everybody, it's Angela, and I haven't been doing a bunch of crafting because I've been catching a cold, but I did start doing the journaling on my childhood toys for my childhood album. And I've got all the pictures in here now, so I'm done collecting all that together. And since it's so close to Christmas and most of these were Christmas presents, I thought I'd go ahead and share how I've put this together to this point and see if it sparks any Christmas memories for you, or how you might want to take pictures of your kids' toys now to make something like this for them in the future. And so the one thing I've noticed at the age that I am, we didn't have a lot of photographs back in the day. So these two are the only vintage photographs I have from childhood. This one I've taken recently because this is the only stuffed animal from my childhood that I actually still have. And then the rest of these I got off the internet. And I was wishing I had, like put them all out, all my stuffed animals out on the bed and taken just a photograph of them. So if you have young kids and, it's like you can't keep every toy, but it's nice to just take a picture and keep an image so that you can make a scrapbook for them, or they can make a scrapbook later, or it just sparks memories if they get interested in that kind of thing later in memory keeping and stuff. So yeah, if I could go back in time, I would want to take more photographs of the everyday things. And at Christmas, I might put all the Christmas presents out and take a picture of, everything they got that year, because those things are, kind of like ephemera. They are not going to be around forever, and you can't keep and store everything. So, yeah, so what I did was I had these three. I talk about this little frog that I have here, and this is, like I said, is the only one I still have that its name is Swampwater Bottom Print, and my mom named him. And then I'm a big Scooby-Doo fan. You guys probably know that. So I did have a Scooby-Doo. This is the only other one I wish I really still had. And then I had two of the kind of Muppet things. I put a little bit of just decoration. I had some Scooby-Doo stamps. So that's an actual usable postage stamp, but I'm just saving it here. I have some puffy stickers, some tile stickers. There's another puffy arrow. This is the only other photograph I have from childhood. It's pretty faded out, but you can see this duck here. I got one. I was in the hospital having some surgery, and you could just see the top of the Garfield. So I have an advertisement for Garfield. And then I have this one. I just put this card in. If I do find any more photos of things that, other stuffed animals for this page, I can use this spot. And then these were some, they're like filled with rice. So they're, the the heads are stuffed. And I had more. I had a mouse as well. I just don't have a picture of that I could find on the web. And I looked him up because I don't have the tag isn't on him anymore. I must have yanked it off as a kid. And I found that he's an Animal of Distinction series. And so I found a tag that someone else had posted online. So I put that there just so I'd know what type of stuffed animal it is. So that's my stuffed animals page. Now, as a girl, I did like dolls, and I collected a lot of dolls. These two pictures are actually of my bedroom at different times, and these were the shelves I had in my bedroom. This was when I was younger, and then I cut down the amount of dolls that I had, and I had books as I was getting a little bit older. So this is a later picture, and I still have a few of these, not many. I wound up paring down my collection quite a bit, but I do have some of these still. I found this picture on the internet of this little like a marching band girl with her baton, and my mom made this from a kit, and you can see it sitting right here on the shelf, and she let me have it because I was all about the dolls. And so I found that online. I had a Drowsy doll, and in this picture, this is my own photograph, I'm wearing a necklace with a doll on it, and I was able to find a picture on the internet of that doll. These are called Fingerdings. the two little things from the back, you stick your fingers in, and then so your fingers become the legs and you can make them dance and do all kinds of stuff. I had several of those. And then I also had several of these little Kittles. I had the rose one, and then I had a purse, and it was, I think the doll was a different color. It was a brown purse, but it was different. And they had it enclosed in there, so you couldn't get it out. And I remember at some point I cut into it so I could get the doll out. So these are all pictures off of the internet, as well as that. This is a picture of my family, and you can see I'm holding this Raggedy Ann puppet. It's just a cloth puppet that you stick your hand up in. So that was the only other, you know, of those doll pictures. So that was kind of cool. That this is what I wish I would have done with my stuffed animals, just to kind of show my bedroom at different stages of my, you know, collections of things. Because, you know, it's like I didn't need to keep these all through my whole life. You know, I just kept the few that had really special meaning to me. And yeah, I just like having a picture of the rest. So still on dolls, I did have the Colorforms Holly Hobby. And then I also had this, I got this kit for Christmas, which was a Holly Hobby, like a 3D thing where you glued the papers on there, and then you glued it in, and yeah, and then it was hanging on my wall in my bedroom for years. There's a picture of me with a cradle that my grandpa made for me, which I still have and my granddaughters play with. And I always loved these little juice and milk bottles where it disappeared. And this is one of the dolls I still have to this day. It was one that my mom handmade for me, and I was online and I found the pattern, a picture of the pattern that she actually used to make this doll here. And so I still have that. There were more clothes that she made for me. I don't have any more of the clothes except this dress that she's wearing. This is one of those really tall dolls. It was almost, you know, came up to my chin. And so I have a lot I want to talk about on this because of the way I would scare my dog. And her name was Betty Bumpelwinker. And so I may have to do some kind of flip or something to tell the whole story. There's certain things, you know, like my grandpa making this and my mom making this, that I'll have more stories to tell. And then I did have a Chatty Cathy. You can see me getting it here. I believe this was for a birthday, but I'm not sure. I don't really have many personal memories of my childhood. I know that I had these things and I recognize the things that I have, but I don't necessarily remember playing with them or actually receiving them. I see the photos, but my memory is a little foggy on I don't remember having birthdays as a child. I know I had them, but I do not remember them. So maybe that's why I like to scrapbook. I don't know. But so I did have Chatty Cathy. And then here's my dad assembling my Barbie. I had the Corvette with the pop-up tent, and he's putting the decals and assembling it for me. And I also had the Barbie pool. And then this was one Barbie outfit. I was scrolling online and I saw this and it was just like, bam, you know, it's like, I had that. I know that. I recognize that. So that was kind of cool. And all of these are, this and this are internet photos. These two are stills from an old like silent movie that we had. This is an internet photo. And then this is my photo, because these are two things that my grandpa also built for me that I still have today. So I took these pictures to include them in here. It was just a little wardrobe to put my Barbie doll clothes in. And my mom actually made that when I was little. And then this little cupboard that I could put my play dishes and stuff in. So I have stories I want to tell about some of these. I made sure to put places where I can put that. And like here, I just used some bright pink thickers and a little tag. So I tried to do some embellishing on here, but with leaving a lot of space, and also using some mats and things for color. So I think this is the end of all the doll type stuff. And then some things that my brother got this from my grandpa. This is the one that made me all the doll furniture. And he bought this tractor for my brother. And I think my grandparents drove back to Oklahoma to visit, to see me, the new baby. And so they brought my brother a toy when they visited. So it's a nice picture of my dad and me and my brother on the Power Track tractor. So we had that for a lot of years, and I played with it later when I got older. And then I had all the Barbie stuff, but my brother had both the Big Jim camper and the rescue rig. And this is a picture of him actually opening it, which is kind of cool. So these are my photos. These are off the internet. And then these are pictures of the play kitchen that I had. My parents had purchased gave me the stove, and then another grandparents gave me the sink. And I found an advertisement of that. So, yeah, I didn't realize there was all these other pieces. I didn't even get the whole the whole kitchen now. And then on a birthday, I guess this must have been my 3rd birthday, I was gifted these plastic plates and cups and stuff. Probably had my cake or something on it. Like I said, I know I had birthdays. I have no memory of them. But yeah, so I went ahead and put those pictures on here, did a little bit of embellishing with stickers and stuff like that. And then I wanted to put in the bikes that we got. My brother got this golden colored one, and there he is. These are actually my pictures. And then the only picture I have of my bicycle is my dad assembling it probably the night before Christmas. And I found an ad because I know it had this red, white, and blue seat. I'm not exactly sure that's the same bike, but it was very similar. I wish there was a picture of me riding the bike or sitting on the bike or anything like that, but there isn't. And then we had this little rocking horse out front. Now these aren't exactly the same. I couldn't find one that was exactly the same as that, but I had pictures of, this is me and as an infant and my brother, and we had that for a lot of years. I vaguely remember sitting on it until a neighbor kid broke it. And then this is a dollhouse that I got, a Mark's dollhouse, and here's my grandpa assembling it for me on Christmas. And this is a picture. I do have one of these. It's not the original. It's one I purchased later because I saw it and I remembered it. And so I do a lot of dollhouse stuff. So I do have one of these. It's just not the exact same one. And I put this little house on here. I found some stickers anywhere, like it says bike riding and stuff. I tried to put, and I put lots of tags and stuff for me to be able to journal on. So that was those. And then I put down some of the tricycles. I had a lot of tricycle images, so I put 3 of them in here. This was the first tricycle, a little red one, and later we had a little blue one. And I would stand on the back and hold on while my brother pedaled. And then this is the swing set that we had. These are all 3 my photos. These are both my photos as well, of our swing set that we carried from state to state to state and set up. And I had this little sticker, and I had one that said swing set. And I put this dart showing we did have some like, we didn't have these lawn darts. We had some like homemade. You can see this is my picture of, I see me and my brother. I do not recognize any of the other people in here, or I do not recognize where we're at, but obviously we're playing lawn darts with somebody, probably family. And then we also had a croquet set, but I have no photographs of us playing with that. I have no photographs of us. We had a table tennis set to put on a dining table, and we'd always played, I played so much badminton. But of course, no pictures of that either. We did get, this is my picture, and we did get Tinker Toys one year. It's probably my brother's Tinker Toys. And then I got some handmade doll clothes that my mom had crocheted and sewn for me. So I've got those in there. I had this picture, even of course I don't remember getting this, but it's like a little radio and you crank the thing, and then it did Sing a Song of Sixpence. And we had it for a lot of years, and I do have a memory of picking this up out of the toy box and listening to the song. So I do have a slight memory of that, so I went ahead and made sure to put that in there. We had a little blue scooter. There's my dad, probably, again, putting it together the night before. And so I made sure to get that in there. Here's some pictures at my grandparents' house. My brother getting this Hot Wheels, I think, type of thing. And my grandpa, again, helping put it together. My grandpa and my dad pretty much put everything together over the years, the poor guys. This was the only picture I had where you could see the little red wagon that we had in the background. So I went ahead and put that with the wagon. And this is my picture. It was in my grandparents' slides. I do not know who these boys are, but they were playing with the bricks that my grandparents had. They were like the precursor to Legos, and they were called American Plastic Bricks, and I found this ad for them. So that was kind of cool. I loved playing with those when I'd go to their house. And then there was these little water games where I had this one, and I had 2 of these smaller ones. And I also, this is my photo when I was older. I took this. I still have, these are my skates here, and I still have these to this day because I lived in these things pretty much everywhere. And I had a few Fisher-Price things, and we had this Lifesaver game that comes apart and has pegs, and then it's a puzzle to get it all back together and get it back into the tube. We had some of these little stacking rings, these roundabouts, a nurse's kit, and I'm pretty sure I have a picture of me on Christmas with this on the floor, so I'm trying to find that. We did have one of those punch me's, the little punching bags. We had Bozo the Clown. Probably not a popular thing these days. I don't know. We had this little puzzle, this little brick puzzle. Of course, we had Viewmasters. And then I put with the nurses, I had some Band-Aid stickers, and I had some puffy stickers that I put in here. So I tried to do, like I said, a little bit of decoration on there. These flippy frogmen, my brother would get these, and they'd have little tablets that you'd put in the scuba tank to make them bubble and move through the water and stuff. And so I remember him playing with those. And we also had a lot of those little army men where you wrap up the parachute and throw them, and then they'd parachute down. These little zip cars my brother would play with. We had Play-Doh, of course, marbles, Mexican jumping beans. I always wanted some. I never got any. My mom never bought them for me, but I loved looking at them at the grocery store checkout counter. They would have displays of these, and you could hear them popping and jumping in there. We did have some Legos. My brother had this fire station set, but we had a large just box of various ones. We would always play with these little spin-up airplanes, and I had some airplane stickers I put on here. Of course, the Hot Wheels with all those orange tracks. And then Super Balls, yo-yos. And then this is a picture. This is the only picture on here that's my picture. The rest of these are all from the internet. This is my rabbit's foot that I still have, which those were in, probably not something that they really market today. This one has none of my own photos. These are just different little cheesy little gifts that we would play with. Shrinky Dinks, these little finger rubber monsters. Squirm and Herman, where you would pet it and it makes it kind of move when you pet it. Paddle balls, Silly Putty, Wheelos, super elastic bubble plastic, Ant Farms, Magic Rock, Sea Monkeys, these little where you write on it and then pull it up to get rid of the wording, and then an Easy Tracer. I'm I'm sure most of you have either had or seen these things, but these are little things that you use and they're gone. You know, they're just really cheap little things. And yeah, I wish, you know, again, I wish I had more of my own photographs and stuff. We had one of these that you push around that makes the little balls pop in there. My brother got a typewriter, a little key strike typewriter for Christmas one year, back probably in the early 70s. A magic window, that's where you turn it in the sand and it makes different patterns. And this is a time machine where this was my neighbor's, but it really impressed me and I found this picture of it. So I wanted to put this in there. It's like they, you melted them or something and then they would expand into their plastic shape of what they were and you could play with them on this stand and then you could smash them back down. You heat them up and smash them back into these little bricks and then you could like expand them again. It was very interesting. And spirograph, my husband still has his spirograph from when he was a child. I love electronics, and so I had one of these from, what was that store where you could buy Radio Shack? One of those I think I got for Christmas one year. And then these little plastic animals, if you filled up your tank at the gas station, they would give you like free gifts like plastic animals or coffee cups or glasses or whatever. So I had quite a tub full of animals. And then this is the only picture I have of this really ugly footstool that I had as a child that I loved and would drag it around with me to the living room and to my bedroom and stuff like that. I don't know why. And pickup sticks. My other grandma had a set of those. And of course we played jacks. And I found these images of these jacks that I went ahead and put in here. And then these little guys, some of these, I liked this thing that says little things have big magic because some of these little toys made out of a piece of paper or string were some of the things we played with for the longest time, you know. We played this on the bus, Cat's Cradle, all the time. The little finger things, forget what they call them. And if you know the name of these, let me know because I want to log that on here. A barrel of monkeys, Rubik's Cube, jump ropes, the little number slider things, this little fidget thing where you push it, it's like soft on the back. It has like a foil back and then it makes different patterns in the front. This little puzzle. This we did not have one of, but I played with it quite a bit from a friend's house and I just loved it. Same way with this. We did not have it ourselves. And we did not have this, but I have stories or things I want to say. I have memories of these things. So, and then none of these are my photographs. So they're just all things from the internet of things that I had. And then on this side, again, none of these are my photos, but we had cap guns. We had these toy guns that shot these little discs, and we had squirt guns that shot water. This little octopus, this rubber octopus that you'd throw it against the wall and it would slowly tumble down. We had slinkies, Etch-a-Sketch. These little things that you would look through and see the image in the back. I think this was called a magic snake. Had one of those. This is a little bamboo whistle. These little beads with the nubs so you could make different sized necklaces. This was a Snoopy piggy bank that I had. And then, of course, Nerf balls. And I left a lot of room for journaling on here and put things that I had like a bingo card and playing card images that are other things that I played with as a child. So it was good to decorate with those. And then my last page is like games. And so I had this leftover Monopoly dollar from something. So that kind of is my Monopoly thing. This was a toy that my dad had played with as a kid that we still had. We had Sorry. This was my first kind of electronic game called Blip. I love that. This was my favorite one. I wish I still had my Scooby-Doo game board. I'd love to just hang this on the wall, and because I love the graphic images of that. I also had one of these Operations, Payday, Triominoes, and I had a domino piece of ephemera that I stuck in here, as well as this this die. I think these are K & Company, because we had both Kismet and Yahtzee, which are pretty much the same thing. I don't know why we had both. And then we also had Battleship, Sorry, Chinese Checkers, Mousetrap, Tiddlywinks. This one, a friend of mine had this Leaping Letters, which I loved playing. Cooties, this Trouble, Aggravation. I had this Ideal Jaws, where you would pull the things and try not to let his jaw snap closed on you. It was kind of a balancing game. And then this Paddle Pool game, and I loved all of these. So this is my game. I have two sides of games. So a lot of pages for, I think there's 8 pages here for my toys, but this is a childhood album, so that's the one thing that you kind of remember the most of. And yeah, I tried to decorate it with things that matched, and just things, you know, remember this, remember. I put a lot of tile letters in here, and little tags, places to journal, documented. So yeah, just a lot of kind of generic things and places to grow. If I, you know, find something else, you know, an image of it, I can go ahead and put it in here. So that's where I'm at. I've got a lot of journaling to do. But it was so fun collecting these images and scrolling through websites and browsing, you know, toys from those certain different years and stuff. And also thinking about, you know, like I said, the things that I would do different if I had kids today, or things that I should probably do for grandkids, and you know, so that they have memories of houses they lived in, and toys that they had, and people that they played with, and stuff like that, to kind of capture some of those if they turn out to be like me, which who doesn't have as many, who can't recall a lot of those early memories. And I'm sure I can't be the only one. So I know my husband recalls memories down to when he was like almost in his high chair still. So I know we're all different on how well we can remember and accurately we can recall our past, and whether or not we want to recall it. I had a very good childhood. I just cannot remember it. So I love being able to do things like this. And it was, like I said, it was a whole lot of fun. And if you remember any of these toys, or the names of like this and stuff, or this, yeah, let me know some of these, what your favorites were, and what things you may still actually have. Do you still have your set of roller skates from when you were young? We started out with the ones with the key and the metal wheels, and so I was so excited when I finally got one with rubber wheels. It was a lot quieter, and they went a lot faster. So yeah, put your memories, share your memories down below. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this. And if I don't put out another video before then, have a very Merry Christmas, and I hope you get some toys. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.